is it easy for you now to, you know, we're in environments, you more so than me now, but in environments that are radically competitive.
Right.
And within surfing, it's very competitive. You know, it's always portrayed as this Zen, spiritual quest, and the reality is somewhat different at times.
Right.
Is it getting easier not to get caught up in it?
Well, I mean, a lot of times you give me mantras. You know, you've been the projector. I don't know if that's the reason, but I have your mantras in my head, and like I carry those mantras with me. And just being out the other day, living the experiment, and it was a really good day, and everyone was out, undefining the ego. The ego trip was at its highest level, and it was cool to be able to, the minute I wanted to get sucked in and prove to all these people, it was nice to be able to go, wait a minute, I have nothing to prove. Yeah. And it really made the day a lot easier. I was able to observe, and I was able to enjoy, and not get caught up in the fact that it was just a nice feeling to not have to compete, and that's really something that I'm starting to really get lately. When that feeling comes up and when everyone's competing, that's the time for me to step back, and that's been really cool.
And you can still leave the beach happy.
Yes.
I mean, how many guys you see get a bunch of good waves but miss the one they want, and leave the beach mad?
Right.
You're like, what happened to the sun? What happened to the mountains? What happened to the beautiful, you know, I mean, paradise? Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. It's amazing. You know, because clearly when we started in this, I was caught up in it just like everyone else.
Right.
But it's an amazing thing to be at peace with whatever happens.
Right.
To not have the circumstances of the day dictate how you're going to feel.
Right.
Yeah. And still hear the mind bitch the entire time.
Oh, for sure. And know not to listen to that either. I mean, listen to it, but listen and laugh like a kid, like when you know, a little babbling child. So, I mean, I don't say I have it mastered, but it's definitely nice to know. Yeah,
you're going down the path.
Right.
Yeah. You have a daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. With undefined emotions.
Yes.
But defined will.
Right.
You want to talk a little bit about what you see in her? Or I mean, do you want to share a little bit? Kate shared with me a few times that Eva actually knows that the emotions come from the outside.
Right.
Already at 3 years old. At 3 years? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the neat thing about her, if I got to put it in a specific, concrete, detail example, I think the neatest thing about her is how she's able to let things go. If something happens emotionally, like if something happens and maybe she gets in trouble, and you may have to be the dad and say, that's not a good thing, you shouldn't do that. And maybe there was a heightened emotion, although I really try to be on watch and not come from an emotional place when I deal with her. Mm-hmm. She's really able to cut it off, even if, or for example, when she gets upset in her mind or she believes something is upsetting. Where's my doll? I can't find my doll. And it's amazing how she can just shut it off because they aren't her. She'll get caught up in the emotion, but she just lets things go. I mean, she can walk away. There's no residue with her, and that's the one thing I noticed for sure. She has no residue, meaning, okay, this has been bad. What's the next thing? Like kind of like almost like having I'm not comparing her to a dog, but you know, like dogs are like, hey, what you doing? And you pull out a bone and throw the bone. Okay, we're chasing the bone now. You know, they're very good at that. She's. I'm not trying to make that parallel, but she's that way. She's
in the moment.
Yeah, she lets it go. I mean, she can really move on. And it can be a really big emotional situation. The kid comes over, they get into a little fight, the dolls have been taken, and there's a screaming match when she's having a play date, and then you can say, hey, this is not right, you guys need to learn how to share it, and then Eva's done. She's over it. Maybe the other child carries it with her, and you have to talk them down, and Eva is really done. Like the emotions, even though when she takes it in, she's really able to let it go.
Wow.
And I think that's cool for her.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're involved now in a lot of poetry work.
Right.
You know, we just recorded one of your poems.
Right.
And much of the stuff that you're talking about comes from a very conscious perspective.
Right.
Things you've encountered in your life.
Right.
Do you see your design at work there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the collective part of you going through the experience and then sharing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I realize that's what my poems are. I mean, every once in a while I write a fun poem, and you saw the day we did that one, but that's rare for me. I'm always wanting to do the conscious poems, and sometimes in the audience is not really there. Yeah. They want to have fun, they want to hear something funny, and I have to I kind of stay true to it because I always want to try to use the poem as a way to, because it's an opportunity to let the open throat run free, especially lately when I've been trying to not use the perfect state like you tell me, which is silence. But that's an opportunity where it's okay to let the open throat go, and when I do, I try to use collective, take the wheel from the mind. I mean, that's just really what I like to write about. And also another mantra you gave me is, if it feels right, it is right. I mean, do what feels right. And that was another thing I was thinking about on the way here, is that often my mind tells me I should be doing something, I should be doing this, and I should be doing that, but I may really enjoy drawing this picture. But my mind thinking about the future, where is this going? Is this going to bring about some kind of thing? But no, it just feels good to draw this picture or to write this poem. And so I really tried to honor that, because there's something in it, in that experience. So.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, you've done a lot of artwork now, human design comics,
right?
Which slowly but surely are starting to seep out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it's, you know, the projector's in charge, so everything's happening really slow.
That's good.
No, we got a generator on the camera. These will be done way before any comics will get out.
Right.
Is there anything maybe from your collective perspective you might want to share with someone else that's maybe just meeting human design, that may be entering into this, is, you know, take the wheel from the mind, basically?
Right. I think the most important thing, and I thought about this on the way here, was for me the open centers, knowing where I'm open, and being able to have a vocabulary, some sort of reference, arrows in the quiver, if you will, when dealing with the mechanics of who I am. For example, with the spleen, knowing that when something feels really good, this is going to make me feel good, this voice in the mind, that's immediately a red flag. When I get stronger, I'll know to let that go immediately. But right now, the mind still wants to go in and have to learn it, get my hand slapped, touch the hot stove, burn, but less and less. Or knowing that I'm open in the heart center, and knowing that when everyone's paddling for waves and people are getting in fights and people are running into each other with boards, it's okay if I'm not involved with that. It's okay if I'm not the guy, because I'm lucky to be there and I can be present. And, you know, and also having the open throat, knowing that when people paddle out, just for example, the other day, and someone paddled out, and you know, we started talking, and then we sat there, and I felt this need. I felt, because I'm open, my undefined ego wanted to prove I'm a good guy, and I really had to force myself to be okay with the silence. And talking about the school settings, many kids come into my classroom and hang out, and students will walk in and sit right in front of me. I'll be at my desk, and they'll sit right in front of me. And like, this has been a great opportunity to put this into you know, practice. And my undefined wants to prove I'm a good person, so I really want to grade my papers or read my book, but they'll sit in front of me, and I've really worked on not saying anything, working in response. Because then it used to be like, well, so how's the math class? Did you get that job you've been going for? How about that local sports team? You know, and they'll actually put that pressure. They'll stare in your face, and I've been strong enough lately to be able to say, unless you have something to say and I can respond to it, I'm going to do my thing. And it's funny, generally they'll walk away, or they'll find something to ask me and I'll respond to them, or we'll just sit in silence, but being comfortable with that. So knowing where you're open has really been the best thing for me, for sure.
Yeah.
And then the second best thing has been knowing that things take time.
Yeah. And
that has really been a good one.
Yeah. Do you want to do any of your impressions?
No.
No. Okay. You don't want to do the dirty white guy?
Well, I mean, that's my undefined ego voice, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like, you should really be talking to these guys. I mean, you know, something like that. No, just that's,
yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else you'd like to share?
No, I'm glad to see that this is growing, and I'm really proud of you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Aloha.